Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we return to talking about one of the biggest gaming studios in the world, Rockstar Games. They just recently released, or I should say re-released, some of their most popular games in what's called Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition. This new gaming package contains 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games that have been remastered and updated with new graphics, but it's not going too well for Rockstar, to say the least. It's been a very bad release, something that compares to Cyberpunk 2077 from last year that had a really bad release too. It's like that. It was hyped up. People were stoked about it because Grand Theft Auto is a very big, very popular gaming franchise, and this release has gone really poorly. It's not working right on some systems. In fact, Rockstar had to pull it off of the PC gaming platform because it kept crashing. And in addition, there's been some changes. It doesn't really look that cool either. Some people say they still prefer the originals, even with some sort of dated graphics, but there's worse problems here too. They've removed a lot of things from the game, and apparently in some ways they've gotten woke. They've removed some of the more edgy parts of the original games that really gave Grand Theft Auto its character. It's sort of a game about pop culture and current events and comments on things going on in the world, and it does so in a very rated R way. There's lots of cursing, there's lots of explicit content in the game, but that's really what makes it fun, and that's why people are worried about this new release. So we're going to get into the details, talk more about it soon, give you all the breakdown in a moment, but first, let's take a quick moment to check out our sponsor. Today, we're talking about a very cool part of the Raid Shadow Legends game, the species known as orcs. Orcs get a bad rap in fantasy, but in Raid, they're not all that bad. While they were created by the Dark Lord Cyroth, they have really good reason to not like humans. My favorite orc champion by far is Angar. He values victory in the battle of words just as much as victory in the contest of arms. If you want to find out more, play the Raid Shadow Legends campaign for the full story. Also, there's lots of new features coming out in Raid this season. They've got special events every single day, plus a bunch of awesome new champions. But the biggest update coming this month is the Guardian Ring. It's a huge feature that gives you a load of new ways to use your champions. So, if you want to get a huge head start and play Raid Shadow Legends right now, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan my QR code, which is on the screen, and you'll get an epic hero named Chinoru, who's amazing in the Doom Tower, by the way. You'll also get 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, and 1 energy refill. And if you look here, you can see the inbox section on the game Raid Shadow Legends where you can access your free treasure. And don't forget, these links and these bonuses only last for 30 days, so make sure you download Raid today. Great, now that that's out of the way, let's get back to talking about GTA. You see, GTA, or Grand Theft Auto, for those who don't know, it's a very popular gaming franchise, something I myself have loved ever since GTA 3 came out back in early 2000s. I believe it was 2001 or 2000, and that game really changed the world for me. I played it on the PlayStation 2. That was my first PlayStation, and it was really cool. It's a 3D game. You go around this city and you could do missions, you could fight crimes, you could commit crimes, you could steal cars. It was also like a big open world thing. It really expanded the open world genre. And as I said in the intro, it also had a lot to do with pop culture. Not only did Grand Theft Auto have a lot of social commentary, commenting on things in society like consumerism, crime, poverty, corruption, things like that, but they also commented on movies, music, news, things going on in the world. They had lots of cool songs on the radio during these games. You drive around a lot and you had real songs on the radio. Their soundtracks are always known to be very incredible, but that's one of the problems that came up with this new edition. The new Grand Theft Auto release was removing lots of songs, and they also removed some of the edgier jokes, which we'll get to, but that's probably like the least of the worries. I think that was a first sign of things going bad, but now we're talking more also about digital bugs in the game not running properly and not being able to complete missions, getting messed up, graphics looking terrible, certain features being removed too, and that's what we're going to get more into today. Here's what they say about it on Twitter right now. It says, it's pretty funny that Grand Theft Auto 5 ran better on the PlayStation 3 than Grand Theft Auto 3 runs on PlayStation 5. That's a little ironic joke, but a true point. Grand Theft Auto 5 was actually the last new Grand Theft Auto. It came out like 10 years ago now. And that brings up another point for this video. Basically, Rockstar, besides the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, which was I think 2018, a couple years ago, not that long ago, but aside from that, they're not really releasing any new new games much anymore, particularly for Grand Theft Auto. It's been about 10 years since the last one came out, and all they've done is remaster Grand Theft Auto 5. They put stuff on the online game, and now they're re-releasing these older games, and it just really seems like a cash grab from the company. It seems like the company has maybe lost their way. They're not really as cool or as edgy or as bad, awesome like they used to be. Now they're just kind of like selling out. They're resting on their laurels. They're making money off of these games. They're not releasing new ones, and they're also caving into like woke politics, removing some of the jokes about certain things. Like, for example, there used to be a lot of fun things you could do in the game. You rob stuff, you steal things from people, you could rob stores. There was also certain clubs you could visit, like adult gentlemen clubs. There'd be ladies dancing and drinks and stuff, and a lot of that has been toned down for these re-releases. A lot of things have been getting pushed off to the sidelines. Certain lines have been removed from what I've heard. I haven't got to play it yet or experience it, but I've seen some articles about it. So this is a video here. You could see someone kind of running into a wall during the swimming portion. There's like a kind of wall there. It's just like a glitchy kind of bad looking thing. This is a big comparison a lot of people are making to this game. This is like an example of a famous painting of Jesus apparently, and they tried to redo it at some point throughout history. Like, it got degraded, and then they tried to redo it, and it came out like this one on the right. And it just goes to show, like, remakes, remasters don't always turn out the right way. Like, this is original Grand Theft Auto 3, for example. This is the remaster, and this picture is getting shared all over the place. This is another video with some clips from it. It doesn't look all bad, fast, and in a trailer, but when you actually play the game, it actually comes out not looking too cool. Like, the graphics, like I said, like with that painting, they're just not really an upgrade. There's lots of glitches. This joke was removed because of transphobia. The alphabets are attacking this game. They're removing features and lines and certain little things, and I think that's a first telltale sign that it was going south. Is that, first of all, it's a cash grab. It's not really being well done. It's actually something that was farmed out to another studio. The studio that ported Grand Theft Auto San Andreas also ported this and took it to other systems, and they did a bad job there as well. So there's just lots of people talking about it. It's been a real big buzz on Twitter, in the news, everywhere this weekend. People are trying it out. Rockstar actually removed it from the stores. As you could see on this update, they removed it just 9 hours ago. This story came out, and that's just showing that it did really bad. It doesn't even run properly on PC, and the fans are upset. This is some of the people upset about the changes. This is another article, and it talks about this graphics upgrade kind of being a downgrade, this guy getting a weird kind of treatment, this guy looking different. He used to look old and now he looks younger. It's just like strange things happening. They removed the fog. Apparently the draw distance is increased. They thought that would be cool, but it's not really looking great. It looks kind of more fake. Sometimes the fog looks almost better, more realistic. AR guitars from $199. It's supposed to be air guitars. There's spelling errors. Just like everything is going off. This used to say Shaft hot dogs, the taste of a real man's meat, and they changed it to a real man's heat. So there used to be a joke there. This is a joke that they're making more PC. This is a perfect example. It's a little thing, and it's not going to break the game, but it's like, that's the kind of stuff that made Grand Theft Auto like awesome. It was the funny jokes. It was rated R. It had cursing. It said things that were inappropriate. It had stories involving certain characters, and none of it was actually anti-alphabet, anti-T, LGBT, whatever. No, it was just commenting on it, getting things into society that are going on in the world. Like I mentioned before, this is a big gaming series that kind of reflects society, and also society reflects on it. Like Grand Theft Auto gets mentioned in movies. People talk about it all over the place. It's one of the biggest events ever when a new game comes out, but a lot of people don't know about that because it's been 10 years. It doesn't seem like it's a regular thing anymore. They used to come out every couple of years when it was on a regular schedule, and now we get crap like this. Now we get these remakes of games that really didn't need them, and we could have played the original versions before. But here's another point in the story that I hadn't mentioned yet, I don't think, was that they removed the old versions of the games. Like, you used to be able to play these games. They had ports for, like, say Grand Theft Auto 3. You could play it on a PlayStation, and it would be the old version, like not great graphics, not updated. Like, this is supposed to be awesome, but it was still playable, and you could play all those. And then Rockstar took the original ones off the store in anticipation for this new re-release, and some people even lost the games from their systems and they couldn't get them back again. You can't re-download them now, and it was done without notice. Like, that was a really shady move. That was a really big money grabbing move that a lot of people are obviously upset about. This is a video from YouTube talking about how they removed all these big songs, and this is another bad move, by the way. Removing these songs was not cool. I'm sure it was a copyright issue and they didn't want to pay for the license again, which, okay, whatever. I mean, you're trying to save money and make money at the same time. But the problem is this music is a really big part of playing Grand Theft Auto. The soundtrack for a game like this is just the biggest, most important thing. You're driving around a lot. You have a lot of dead air, dead space, and you hear a song like Michael Jackson come on, or Billie Jean from Michael Jackson come on, Pump Me Up. These are classic songs that are identifiable with the game, and now they're removed for the new version, which just kind of kills it, kind of kills the whole vibe. And it's not just random songs. It's like some of the big hits, like this list says. And then there's a comment on here talking about something else, like a dialogue line that was removed. It says, Vice City, when you leave the party with Mercedes, she asks you if you could put her hands on her lap and ask you if you're going to work for her father. She doesn't ask that anymore. So kind of like an edgy, like a kind of innuendo there. There was a lot of that going on in the game. There's a lot of sorts of these scenarios involving romantic content, violence, bad cursing, things like that are all getting removed. And it's not just that either. Now, this one's a little touchy because apparently they changed this guy's shirt. A character used to have this certain flag on his shirt and they took it off because that flag's offensive now. I think this is another sign of them removing things that are being offensive. They're getting woke. They're trying to soft pedal this game, which is really contradictory to the whole game. The whole premise of Grand Theft Auto is going all out, going crazy, going to the extreme, and to like kind of try to soft sell that now so many years later. It's really just rewriting something that isn't necessary. It shouldn't have been done. If they didn't want to make the game again with the way it was with the songs and the edge, then they should have just not made it. I don't know why they think they could soft pedal this and tone it down when it's a Grand Theft Auto game. It's like watching your favorite comedy, say a comedy like Knocked Up is known for being like raunchy and rated R, and they talk about these things. And if you took that all out and like watched it without any of that, it's just a totally different movie. Lots of other movies and lots of other examples like that I could go through, but I think you guys get the point. Essentially, Rockstar is losing its edge. Grand Theft Auto, this remaster re-release is turning into a big disaster, and I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Will you be playing Grand Theft Auto? Will you be checking out this definitive edition yourselves? Do you think these changes were bad? Do you think this is bad news for Rockstar? And do you think we'll ever get a Grand Theft Auto 6 one day? I hope we do. I'm hoping and praying, and I hope it's good, but I feel like if this trilogy was a disaster, Grand Theft Auto 6 could be even worse. So we'll see how it goes. We'll talk about it next time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.